images to come on YouTube, you can switch off your cameras and you can attend the class.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So we'll be starting. As you can see, I have taken out 3 colors here. So first is viridian green, or you can take out sap green in place of that. We have cadmium yellow and we have white. If you don't have a cadmium yellow, lemon yellow is fine as well. Okay. So viridian green, cadmium yellow, white, and we'll take out some black. So let's take out some black as well. Little black as compared to the other colors. What we are going to do is we are going to add all the greens in our picture right now, and then we'll proceed with adding the colors of the flowers as well. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to mix and match the colors here. So first color that I'm going to use will be a mix of the green that we have and little bit of black, so that we can get the darkest color first. And we're going to add the depth first to the picture and then proceed with adding some lighter colors and some highlights. Okay, that is how we're going to go with it. We can make this up. If you don't have any green, just mix the blue and yellow that you have to form a green. Okay, so blue and whatever blue you have and mix yellow in that and form the green. So this is viridian green. I'm going to mix some black into it, add less black first, and then go on increasing if needed. Okay, so dhire dhire black add karna. You don't have to add it quickly because it will turn black completely otherwise. So this is slightly darker green, as you can see, little more black, and mix it. It should still be green, not black. So make sure that you don't completely turn the color in black. I'm using a flat brush number 3 here. So you can use a flat brush for working with this one. So use a flat brush, small flat brush, but just in case if you don't have it, then go for a medium-sized round brush. That can be the second option. Okay. Now I'm going to start with this darker green on the top. I'm going to deflect a little bit from the picture. So एकदम जैसा picture में है वैसा नहीं करने वाला है. We are going to deflect a little bit and create our own kind of effect. Okay. So let's go ahead with this. So I'm going to start with this darker green, and we're going to again use dab effects. So again, dab your brush to create the effect of leaves. One thing that you will notice is when I come down, I leave it more of a pointed effect for the trees. So जैसे जैसे आप नीचे आते हैं, you have to keep the effect little more pointed, okay? Like this. So just try and keep a more pointed effect when you come down on this part. Perfect. So keep going with this, and you can also come down on random places in this part and keep dabbing your brush. So you can overlap on the trunk. See, I have overlapped on the trunk here, and that is totally fine to overlap, okay? So this is the dark green that we are using. In the picture, you might feel like it's little blackish or black in effect, but it's not really black. I can see the green effect. So make sure that it's green in yours as well, and you don't completely turn that into black, okay? Little bit, we can go this side as well. Not to worry, like this. See the effect here, how I'm coming down and it's getting thinner as I'm coming down. So make sure that you are adding similar effects as you come down. You don't keep it very thick or boxy in look. It should not look like a box. It should look like there are leaves coming down this tree. Okay. Slowly we'll add some more highlights to this and the look will develop a little more. I'm deflecting from the picture, the reference image a little bit and adding a little different touch here, but it should turn out good. So continue dabbing your brush through these trees as you come down. Imagine how a tree looks. As the leaves come down, they become slightly smaller because they are newer leaves, right? So they are smaller in effect. Just like that, we are going to add the effect here. Perfect. And so this blue that you did yesterday, right? This part here, the darker one, leave a little space above them and then go. So just leave little space for the floral areas and then go above this part as well to add some effect of greens. So see, there is little space in between and I'm adding the same green here as well. So keep dabbing, go on dabbing this green here and continue adding the greens where I'm adding as well. I'm also overlapping on this part.
Vipra, this is a flat brush, right?
This is a flat brush. Flat brush number 3 is what I'm using.
Okay.
A flat or a filbert. To be honest, this is a filbert brush. There's a slight difference. Just the front part of this brush is slightly circular, if you see. But if even if a flat brush is used, it will give a similar effect. Okay, so flat or filbert. Filbert is not very common. Not a lot of people would know if you don't paint very often. But filbert are slightly circular in front. So I'm also overlapping on this. I hope you all can see this as well. There's a little bit of overlap on the blue that we did yesterday. And I'm also covering on between the railing. So you see this little railing that we made yesterday. Between that also I'm doing. You can leave those pencil lines a little bit for yourself for your bridge to be visible. If अगर आपको problem होगी bridge याद रखने में कि कहाँ है तो ऐसी पतली सी line सी I'm leaving in that part so that you're able to identify on the bridge. And if you remember yesterday's sketching part, we did make a line like this for the bridge, right? ऐसी line बनाई थी. I'm darkening that so that you can see. So besides that also you have to do this. Later on we'll make the bridge and everything from the top. So यहाँ पे भी आपको add करना है. And you can also go on top of this to add some effect as if there are distant trees. So see, just like this, see, I'm covering this part and I'm also going up. I'm not much worried on the bridge part because I know where I have to work. But just in case, if you think you will be worried, just leave some lines of your bridge that you made yesterday for you to identify. See, I've left a little line here so that I know that's my bridge. You can also do this later with a smaller brush if you will get confused, just in case. So help yourself with this. Just make it easy for yourself. So right now we are just filling everything up with greens. As you can see, this looks quite dark at the moment, but as soon as we'll add more highlights, this will turn out much better. So that's our first layer of green, right? Then I'll wash my brush. It's simple dab effect, as you can see, nothing different that we are doing. We're just dabbing everywhere. So in case you're still lagging, you can do a smaller part, or I will suggest do one side of it so that you get an idea with me in the class. And the other side, you can automatically do similar to this side. So you can plan your work accordingly so that you can work along with me for a small part and then you can work on the right side part yourself as well. So this can be done as well. Okay. तो आप एक side काम करो, दूसरे side आप आराम से काम करो. So we've added the darker effect now everywhere. Now we'll just go with simple green. Black ke bina jo green hai, the original green. So mine is viridian. So I'll take that. I'm not adding water to this, just picking up thick color. Yeah. And again, dab. You might see some effect now and thicker effect, which will also form some texture. So I'll give you a closer look. See, there's a little texture coming in with that green. So I'm just not adding water in this. You don't have to add this green on new places. You just have to add it on the place where you have added the dark green as well. उसी पे थोड़ा थोड़ा light green लगाना है. Just here and there. Pick up random places. Right now also, it's not much of a highlight that is coming in, but little bit of highlight is coming in. So थोड़ा थोड़ा हम ये वाला green लगा देंगे. So what we are doing is we are going gradually from darker space to lighter effect now. So dark to light colors basically. So you don't even have to look at this after you're done with the first layer. You can go gradually lighter now. Lighter and lighter. Ab next lighter kya hoga, imagine? Now we'll just add green and yellow because we want to make it much lighter. So we'll add the green. We'll add the yellow to the green basically. And make this color lighter. The original green, not the one mixed with black, okay? Just the original sap green or viridian, whichever you were using. And you will add yellow to that to make this little lighter. And now I have this light color and I'm still going to do the same thing. तो जैसा मैंने दोनों ग्रीन से किया, अब मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा इस पे लाइट कलर लगाऊंगी. So again, dab dab and add a. एकदम हल्के हाथों से करना है बिल्कुल. See, I'm holding the brush from such a long distance and I'm just dabbing the brush here to add that highlight. You don't have to hide the initial two colors completely. पूरा पूरा hide नहीं करना है. Should we add sap green to bushes just near the bridge? Yes, you can add that just near the bridge as well. But because it is at a distance, you don't have to give a lot of clarity to it. So I will show you how we will add that sap green there. I have added a little bit of it, but I'll show you how to add the lighter effect so that you get a better idea of that. So let me just do that there as well. I'm going to do it here as well a little bit. And yes, the question was, can we add it here as well? So yes, you can add a little bit. Just do a slight dab dab effect. बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं. जैसे हम ऊपर काफी सारा कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे थोड़ा थोड़ा करना है. Just little highlight you will add. Okay, like this. So slowly, as you can see, layer by layer, we are just going ahead with the highlights that we want to add. Another place that you can add some extra space there, where you can add some more, is this place जहाँ पे हमने बाकी के greens भी नहीं add किए, but अब हम सबसे directly lightest green add कर रहे हैं. So we are just directly adding the light green here. And we'll come back to this space. थोड़ा सा add करके छोड़ दीजिएगा. Just leave it like that. Yeah. Now what do you think will happen? We'll add a much lighter shade. So to this same green that you have added, the light green, you will add a white. तो इसी में white add करना है अब. जो आपने light green use किया था, उसी में हम white add करेंगे. And this color will become much lighter now. And now we'll add the lightest highlights here. Again, don't go on extra spaces. Try and overlap. थोड़ा बहुत एक दो extra space पे गए तो चलेगा. But try and overlap what you have already done to add some brighter effect. So easily you can make out that we've just gone from a darker effect to the lightest effect possible. And you will see that the inner parts I'm keeping darker. तो जो अंदर side वाला part है उस पे light कम जाती है. So we are going to keep the darkest color little bit visible. And towards the outer or the lower part, basically, we are adding some highlights of light green. And as you can see slowly with these layers, the effect is standing out more. So going from the darkest color to the lightest color. And जरूरी नहीं है कि जैसा मैंने किया exactly आपको उतने ही कलर्स यूज करने हैं. आप चाहो तो और ज्यादा वेरिएशन यूज कर सकते हो. You can use even more shades by creating, like adding different quantities of white and yellow and using different kind of greens that are available, or maybe you are making different greens by changing the proportion of the colors that you have on your palette. तो और ज्यादा भी effect और variation create कर सकते. But depending on the time that we have used limited colors for now, but more variation can be added to this. You should add little less lighter effect to this. थोड़ा थोड़ा add करोगे but ज़्यादा नहीं. और थोड़ा सा आपके strokes भी यहाँ छोटे होंगे because it is at a distance, right? So you don't want to make it too big because you want to still show that this is at a distance. You showing कि ये थोड़ा सा दूर है तो यहाँ पे strokes भी कम होंगे और size भी छोटा होगा. So slowly, as you can see, यहाँ light ज़्यादा है तो आप थोड़े light effects extra space पे लगा सकते हो. The look is developing. Yeah, I'll wait for some time here. So keep going and adding different layers now on top of the spaces that you see. And slowly you will see that the look develops more and more as you go on adding layers to this. Nidhi, meanwhile, do you want to see what we want to do next?
So we'll wait for some time, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for some time for this to settle down and everyone to catch
Okay.
up as well if they're going along.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
As I was telling you, we been conducting these classes live on regular classes by Vipra, and as I was showing you, we have a like upcoming list as well with workshops, and we've done many beautiful workshops in the past, and we have many people who started from scratch, and they are doing fabulous work, and they are completing their paintings, and they are putting up and um they are we every time the work is enhancing. So we have called few such regular participants, regular Catterflyers, who have joined us on this through this medium, and I would really want you all to have they would be showing their work, and they will be sharing the experience. So I will just call them one by one and unmute them so that they can show their work, and they can also interact with you and tell you how these classes have been helpful to them. So, Meeta ji, I'll just unmute you first. So, Meeta ji, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I have unmuted.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
So we have
Yeah.
Meeta ji with us. I will just add you to the spotlight. She's here. She's been with Catterfly since some time. She's attending some
Yeah.
regular workshops with us now. Not only contemporary, she's a part of Pattachitra, Kalighat, Kerala mural, and other workshops as well. So we would really want to listen from her, like her experience with Catterfly and her experience with especially contemporary and Vipra. So we
Yeah.
welcome you, Meeta ji. And
Yeah.
to
Thank
start
you so
with,
much.
yeah.
Hi, Meeta
Yeah.
ji.
Thank you very much. Hi, Vipra. Hi, Nidhi.
Hi.
And a very big hello to all the participants. And my journey with Catterfly started very much like all of you all. I attended a complimentary workshop and then I got hooked. Really got hooked to Catterfly. They are an amazing platform, online platform. So you get to learn so many different kinds of traditional art forms from them, and not only traditional art form, but from the native artists themselves. Okay, that is one of the biggest attraction that Catterfly has as of today. Okay. And Vipra, the contemporary teacher Vipra, is a star. She is very good. Her teaching method, the way she explains, patience, and her feedbacks are so amazing. And she will guide you all throughout. She guides you slowly, takes you there. She tells you what corrections are to be done in your work, and then you get the feedback. And another thing is the this a thing called Google Classes, which you all are using right now. I got exposed to that through Catterfly. It is the first time I started using, and it is lovely because you get to see, and they have got information about so many variety of other platforms right in the classes itself. So you can read that, you can find out, you can see the pictures that have been done. So it's been an amazing journey, and I would just like to continue with them. It's like a
Thank you. So, in
family, I
fact,
feel now.
Meeta ji, yeah, so Meeta ji started with one or two workshops, and then she, as she was telling us, like she just got hang up with us, and she really liked the way teachings are done at Catterfly. And there's a plan of 100 hours in which you can select different art forms. She has selected that once, and then she again renewed it because she liked the way, and she Love the teaching, and we are really mesmerized when once we see her complete paintings. So we generally put them on our social media as well. You can have a look while going through our pages. So Meeta ji, can you help us and show some of your complete paintings, the challenges you faced, and how helpful the class was? Matlab, what extra we've done so that you could make them.
Yeah, sure, sure. I just quickly show. See, this was my first painting with Catterfly,
Yeah.
or the Narishwar in Kerala mural form.
Kerala mural.
This is how I
Yeah,
started.
Beautiful.
Just like
yeah,
you all, just like all
yeah,
of you
yeah.
all, it started with this. Now
So this
with
was a
Vipra,
complimentary class we did for Kerala mural. She started with this, and then she became regular with us.
yeah. Then this is the
Hmm.
Red Stallion with Vipra. This is the contemporary art form, and this was
It came
my
out
first
so
painting with
good.
Vipra. Can you
Amazing,
Yeah.
see?
amazing. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we are able to see Neeta ji. Yeah.
Shall I? Can I show some more?
Of course, yes,
Please,
go ahead.
please. Just tell us also ki,
Okay.
like what challenge you face. Like this is a beautiful one, and this was a very complicated one, I think. So
Yeah.
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 It was the knife
So,
painting. And yeah, it was challenging because using the knife is quite different from using the brush. So I face the challenge of the quantity of the colors. With the brush, you tend to be little careful and take out as less color as you can. And for the knife, it is just the opposite, for getting the texture, for getting the
Yeah.
right moves. You need a
mhm,
lot of paint. So that's
mhm.
what I had to unlearn, and new thing I had to learn. So
So
this
this
is
is
the
really
Venice
very beautiful.
Romance.
Yeah, yeah, very beautiful, Meeta ji. So in fact, we showed the version by Vipra yesterday, and this is what she's learned and she's made in the class. So yeah, that's very beautiful.
Very beautiful work,
And
Neeta ji.
another
Very
thing is, you interact with the other participants. I learn a lot from my colleagues, also my other students, how they are doing. They are old students, so what they have gone through. So that is also very good. Then
Yeah.
this is the one
Yeah,
called
yeah, that's the recent one we've done. This
yeah, the
beautiful,
recent one.
gorgeous
Yeah,
girl with violin, and actually she's very gorgeous. Yeah. So this is what she's learned and made in the class. And
yeah,
with Vipra's help, she could just enhance it more.
yeah.
She's a very wonderful artist, and obviously the skills are more
Thank
enhanced
you.
here.
All thanks to you all. So again, this is a knife painting. So again, the same issue. You have to be a little different in the way you use the knife. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed creating this one. And then
Yeah.
there are some other art forms that I have done. I just quickly show. This is the miniature.
Wow. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, that
so
was beautiful.
amazing. So
So
amazing.
this was like the class was conducted by a miniature artist. He was a native artist, and Neeta ji has attended the class, and she made this in the with the help of Catterfly workshop. So very beautiful,
Yeah.
Neeta ji.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Rajnish ji was such an excellent teacher. Very
Yeah, yeah,
excellent teacher. I think Catterfly is blessed to have all these wonderful teachers. This is in
yes,
Pattachitra, Radha Krishna
Patachitra.
in
Yeah, yeah. So
Pattachitra. Yeah.
the class was taken by national awardee artist Mr. Bhaskar Mahapatra. So she's learned in that class, and she's made this beautiful painting out of that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you, Meta ji. It was
Yeah.
really
Thank you.
wonderful to have you with us, and we
Yeah.
look
Thank you.
forward.
Thank
And
you,
I
Nidhi.
hope
Yeah.
many must have got
Thank
the
you, Meeta ji.
must be influenced by
Thank you.
your
Thank you,
work.
Vipra. Welcome. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So
Okay.
I'll just
Thanks to all of
request.
you all.
Okay. So I would request Deepika ji. I will just unmute you, Deepika ji. 1 second. Deepika ji, can you unmute yourself? Hi, Deepika
Yeah.
ji.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
So
Deepika ji.
hi,
Hi,
welcome to
Vipra.
the workshop. And
Thank
she's
you, Nidhi.
another very regular Catterflyer, and she is a hardcore fan of contemporary. She's been doing
Absolutely.
contemporary since a long time with us now, and she's made
Yes.
some very beautiful paintings. We can see few at the back, so we'll just
Oh,
see one by
yes.
one. So
Yes.
Deepika ji, first of all, we want to know a little like a introduction from you, and then maybe how Catterfly and the classes have helped you to improve.
Yeah, sure. So, hi, I'm Deepika. And like many of the painters now or artists now, I am a COVID born painter. I realized my love or my probably knack for painting during COVID times. And so, at that time, obviously, I could not get any real
Classes.
classes or anything. So it was all YouTube and online classes. And believe me, I have tried multiple classes online. And it was okay. I was going on learning, trying my hand at various things. And one fine day, I came across Catterfly and I thanked my stars for that day. So, like Nidhi said, I'm a hardcore contemporary fan, though I did want to try the other, traditional art forms. Uh, I signed up for contemporary first, and after working with Vipra, I don't want to try anybody else. So, Vipra, I've fallen in love with you and your style of teaching and your
Thank you, Deepika.
paintings and
Thanks a lot.
everything. Yeah. So it was, I mean, her style is so seamless and the amount of patience she has. That was the first thing I noticed, in the very first class. There are some things which she, as an artist, as an expert artist, would feel ki, yaar, ye kya pooch rahe? This is such a taken for thing. But she has the patience to explain each and everything. The number of times I will ask the same thing, maybe 10 times, and she will explain it with the same amount of patience. So, uh, her style of teaching, her patience, little things as to how she is mixing the color on the palette. She will show me the palette, or okay, after doing this particular thing, you need to wash your brush. Okay, after washing, you need to wipe it also. There are many people who don't tell these little things which make so much of a difference to the painting. So all these little tips which I have picked up from her uh, have helped me to grow as an artist. And if I may say so myself, I think I've improved a lot. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that definitely we can see that in your work. So quickly,
Yeah.
if we can see few paintings of yours, Deepika ji.
Yeah, sure. I'll just turn my camera.
Sure.
Thank
Okay.
you, Deepika ji.
Thanks. So this is the
Yeah.
very first knife painting of mine which I've done, palette type painting. And looking at it, I mean, people did believe that I have never done a palette type painting before. So I'm very thrilled about it myself. And it was all thanks to Vipra. Every little detail of how much color, how to load the knife, how to place the knife at an angle, this much angle, clean the knife. Everything was told by her. So this was one. This is probably not my first painting in contemporary classes, but first knife painting. Yeah.
And it has come out beautiful. Very nice.
Thanks to you, Vipra. This is another one which is one of my favorites. When I looked at it, I thought I might not be able to do it. So many colors, so much variety, but I managed, I think, quite well. So this is one more of it. Yeah.
Very beautiful.
And then we did the red stallion, but I don't have it. I gifted it to someone.
Okay.
This again, the gorgeous lady.
Yeah. So that's very beautiful. Very
Is
beautiful.
the most recent one which I've done. These are a few more. Most of them are the palette knife.
Yeah.
I feel I'm getting better and better with it, and I think probably I'm searching for trying to make out what I'm good at, and I think it's going to be palette knife. So this is another one which I'm very proud of. Yeah. This is also, I mean, I'm proud of all of them. Yeah. So these are all.
They've actually come out very beautiful, and
yeah.
everyone can see. So they've started.
This is still ongoing.
Yes.
Yeah. This is my ongoing one. I'm still doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is another one. Yeah. So
beautiful.
There are a few more, but these are the best ones which I've taken out.
Yeah, thank you so much, Deepika ji. And we are really mesmerized with all those paintings and with your beautiful walls. They look very beautiful over there. So thank you so much for taking us time and interacting with us. See you soon again.
Sure. Yes. Thanks, Nidhi. Thanks, Vipra. Bye.
Bye.
So we have one more, Sarita ji. She is also a very regular participant for contemporary. We will just interact with her too, and then we proceed. 1 second.
I think she's the longest amongst whomsoever we are
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah.
She's
We would really
there.
want
Yeah.
to listen from her. She will herself tell her how since how long she's
Yeah,
associated. Hi,
yeah.
Sarita ji.
Hi, Snidhi. Hi, Vipra.
Hi,
Like,
Sarita.
Uh,
yeah, hi. How
can
Nidhi
you
told, no?
see
Like,
Sarita ji?
acha,
Vipra,
video. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
nee,
Good to
Vipra,
see
can
you
you see
after a
her?
Okay.
long time,
You can see,
Sarita ji.
right?
Yes, yes, I can see her. I'll spotlight her
Just
just
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
spotlight her. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
ha, ha, ha,
Hi,
ha.
Nidhi. Hi, Vipra. It
Hi,
is so
hi,
nice
Sarita ji.
being here, and hi, everyone. Like how Nidhi told, like I started my journey with Catterfly when Catterfly started, right? The
Ah,
COVID times, right? So it was in 2020 July. I started July or August.
Yeah.
So that time
uh-huh.
I had joined the various art forms. Like it was like we were doing all the art forms together. So that I did contemporary also, and then I started with one workshop of contemporary with Vipra. Then I got hooked. That's all. Like now I have fallen in love with Vipra and Vipra's style of teaching and everything. Like everything, too good. Like she is like amazing artist and amazing teacher. I don't have any words to express.
Thank you,
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
Sarita.
all
Sarita ji
the
is
new people.
amongst those participants who's been regularly taking the subscription for contemporary, and as soon as it is about to finish, she like renews it at that time only. So she's a
Yeah,
hardcore fan of contemporary again. So
exactly. Like a very big fan of Vipra and her style of teaching. And I have learned earlier also 2 3 places. But I learned, but the amount of change what I have got after learning from Vipra was amazing. Means I can myself see in my work also, like I do fabric painting, others also. In that also there is a lot of the change, like because she teaches very patiently in each and every stroke also she tells, like, and at the end of it you will feel that, oh, this painting I only made or what, like that feeling comes. So it is all Vipra's one. And earlier I never knew about knife painting and all the other mediums also. I used to do only acrylic. So then knife painting she taught, and then I have fallen in love with knife painting also. And it is so good. Like I
yeah.
don't have any more words to express. Also.
Yeah.
Like she's too
Okay.
good.
Thank you, Sarita ji.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
So, Sarita
And
ji, can we quickly see
yeah,
few
yeah.
of your
I'll
uh,
Nidhi, I have to
hmm.
show the paintings like this, or can I share the content because the pictures are also there? That way, should I show, or here only should I show in front of the camera?
Whichever is okay, like the Deepika ji, Nita ji is shown, if you can see show like that, whichever you're
Oh,
comfortable.
yeah, yeah. And one more thing I wanted to tell to all the
Hmm.
participants that Vipra will be doing so many different mediums actually. That is amazing. Like water, gouache, knife painting, color pencils. Like you'll not get bored. Like, okay, we are doing acrylic. No, immediately she'll change and she'll start doing something else. So the whole journey is too good. Like, and I have decided that I'm going to learn as long as she's going to teach.
Thank you, Sarita ji. That's so sweet.
And at such a young age, she's very young, and I'm actually mesmerized by her patience, actually.
Thank you. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the color pencil one, that oil color
Ah, yeah.
pencils one.
Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
think she's
Just
done
love
this
it.
initially. I
Yes.
think this
Initially,
was done
yeah,
initially.
in the start. Yeah, in the starting
Very
and all
beautiful.
she did. And then this was the normal
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
acrylic
Beautiful.
only, right?
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
this
really
was so
beautiful.
difficult when we were doing. I felt like whether I'll be able to do it, but it turned out like because she will any mistake also will make she'll make sure she will correct it, and it's in such a easy way she'll make sure that we'll be correcting and we feel, oh wow, this we did or what, like that.
Very
And
beautiful. This has turned out so good, Sarita ji.
yeah, this was the in a short session we did, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
was
Nice
also
painting. Yes. Beautiful.
yeah, and this Maharashtrian lady.
Ah, this is so
Wow.
beautiful,
This
beautiful.
is such a
Hmm.
hit one. Yeah, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, and this is the recent one, which knife painting.
Guitar.
Yeah, very
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful work. This one is so amazing. Came out
Yes.
so well for you as well.
Yeah. And lot of it are there. Some of them I have gifted also.
Yeah,
Okay.
amazing.
This
Very
and
beautiful.
this also.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
that the same one which we were talking about, the
Yeah.
Venice
Yeah,
one. So
Yeah,
yes,
Venice
even
one.
me
very, very beautiful.
touch on this one. Yeah.
Exactly. And there are so many others which in the starting also we made, and there are watercolors also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Sumita ji also showed, right? So the same.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Deepika ji.
Very
This,
nice.
So all these are
yeah,
done in the Catterfly workshops. As I told you,
yeah,
Sarita ji is attending mostly all classes. And
yeah,
one thing which is unique for Sarita ji, I think she mostly works with recordings, and I think those are also very helpful for you, Sarita ji, right?
yeah. Some of them, like if I'm not attending the normal classes and if I do the recording, I feel like it is like, in fact, recordings are so natural that most of the time, sometimes what happens, I talk to Vipra thinking that it is a normal class. I ask so many questions, then I realize, oh, this is a recording. Vipra can't answer, right? So it is so nice, like I can't. And you know what, if somebody is in the group, they're thinking that recording like online classes, but believe me, these online classes will be as good as your offline classes. If she was there in front of you, like that only you'll feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Sarita ji.
yeah, that's
Thank you,
what I told her,
Sarita ji.
like till she teaches, I'm going to learn. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for such nice words, and we are actually very overwhelmed. And
Yeah,
thank you for taking out
absolutely.
the time. I'm sure many people will get influenced, and they would also want to learn from Vipra. And
Yeah.
thank you so much. Now we'll continue with the class.
And
And
Nidhi,
yeah,
thank you to you also for such a nice coordination. At any time I call, I can hear her sweet voice with patience.
thank you so
Patiently she
much.
answers. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
everyone.
Sarita.
Thank you, Meeta ji, Deepika
Okay,
ji, and
bye.
Sarita ji for amazing feedback. We are really overwhelmed. And thank you so much for everything. You have been amazing participants as well. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we'll
So,
continue.
yeah, this
Hmm.
was, I think, stories from Catterflyers, as you can see, and hopefully, I'll see some of you in the live sessions as well that we do regularly. So, yeah, that was about what we have done in the past. We're going to move ahead with some work now. We are going to start with some more coloring right now. So let's also add the color to the bridge, the base of the bridge where the people would walk. So we'll be adding that color right now. For that, you will still need the black that you have on the palette just in case, or if you don't have it, take it out. And we'll be taking some red as well. So let's take out some red. So whichever bright shade of red you have, Scarlet Lake, cadmium red, or vermilion hue, or any bright red that you have, you can use that. And we're going to mix the red and the black together to form a maroon kind of shade, like towards the brown side of it. Okay. And we are going to use that to fill up this base. So if you want to first have a look where I'm filling that so that you fill it at the right place. I'm going to fill that on the base of the bridge. So I'm taking some water and a thin round brush. So number 1 round brush, less black, more red into it. So just little black, as you can see, I've spread it outside and I have mixed some more red into it to form a darker shade. And a thin round brush, number 1, with this we are going to add some effect first. So little water as well can be taken. And I'm going to use this. You can use the maroon as well if it is dark enough, similar to what I'm doing. You can use that. So see, you have to leave that thin space of the bridge, or if you have covered it with the greens, then it is fine. If you have not covered it, then leave that space. You have to cover it here. So if you have done it just like me, you have to start from here itself and completely cover this. But see, there is a line of the bridge that is going from between. So if you think you will miss on that line, आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा बाद में अगर वो line, तो आप उतनी line को छोड़ सकते हो like this. So you can leave that little line and then you can cover the rest. This should be covered. जो ये slanting line हमने शुरू में bridge की बनाई थी, that has to be covered. Okay. Volume is low. Is everyone able to hear me? Nidhi, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I am. I think you need to increase the volume of your device because
Yeah.
the
I
volume
think
is
everyone
absolutely
else
fine.
is able to hear. Yeah. So just check your device volume, and if not, then maybe rejoin. So also, so this is the platform, and we've just covered till that slanting line, till where we made the slanting line. Only till there you have to cover this up. And what you will do is, once you have covered this with the color that we made, you will take little black on the same brush. You don't need to wash or clean your brush at all. On the same brush tip, the tip of the brush, take little black and add little black from the sides, and just move your brush inwards. So from the side start and then move your brush inwards to add some depth. So while it is still wet, you have to do this. Similarly on the other side as well. While it is still wet, start from the side, take little black on the tip of the brush, start from the side and take it inwards to add the depth effect. If you are left with any green, we'll still be using some green, so don't worry. We'll not waste that color. Just add little water so that it remains active for a little longer. So that is the base. It is looking, right now, it is just on the face right now because the rest of it is not done. But as soon as we do the rest of the bridge, you will find out that it is all falling in place. Okay. So little of the maroon color that we made and little bit of black added from the sides to add the depth. How color was made? It was just made by the mix of red and black, less black, very less black, little and more red. Mix them together to form a shade like that. Any bright shade of red can be used. And then from the side, we have just added some black and this side as well. And we have just moved it inwards with the brush. Okay, so that's how we have colored the base of the bridge. Perfect. So this red that you're left with, just in case, it will still be utilized. So don't worry if you've taken out a little more quantity on this space. Okay. Now the red that you are left with, and even the maroon that you're left with, can now be dabbed on different places. So we'll dab that as well now. So जैसे हमने tree का dabbing किया था, exactly like that, we'll dab this. You can use, if you don't have any other red, a crimson and black can be used. But if you have any other option, which is much brighter than the crimson, like a cadmium red or a scarlet lake or a vermilion, you can use that. Or you can use, end option can be crimson and this. So I'm using little maroon first to this space. Remember how we added the green, dark green to the base first before we started adding some other brighter shades, right? The light green and the one mixed with yellow and stuff, right? Similar to that, we are going to add some darker effect first. So जितना maroon आपका बचा होगा, पहले उसको इस space पे लगा लो, जो हमने बीच में space छोड़ी थी, if you remember. We left some space in between. You can also go on the back side, see, you can add it, overlap it on the green as well. That is fine. You can overlap kahin kahin pe to add some colors as well to your work, right? On the back side apart from the green. So colors green ke alawa bhi hum kuch kahin kahin pe laga sakte hain. So dab that maroon first before you start adding some red and orange and everything. So we are again creating the base. Then we pick up some red now. Some bright red, add it. So take thick red, don't mix water. अगर आप पानी mix करेंगे तो आपका color mix हो जाएगा base color के साथ में. So you have to take thick color instead of lot of water or anything. And that's when it will stay. If you add water, it will not stay on the top and it will not look bright enough. Okay, so make sure you do that.
It's looking so
You can.
pretty, Vipra.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. That's the beauty of doing layering work instead of just doing all at once. It just keeps enhancing with the brighter colors that you add. Again, I will recommend everyone to just add it at random places. You don't need to do each and every stroke in this one like me. अगर आप थोड़ा अलग जगह पे भी add करोगे, it will still look very nice. So feel free to add your own touch to the work, okay? So that's your red. And we can add some red because we are using, तो उसी समय हम add भी कर देते हैं. जो red हम use कर रहे हैं, उसी को इधर पे भी add कर सकते हो. But इधर पानी में, when you add the red, it has to go vertical strokes. तो dab effect कर रहे थे for the this one, the planters. But we'll do vertical strokes. Again, don't take water with this one as well. But don't take too much color. बहुत thick color नहीं लेना है. And you just do vertical strokes, dry vertical strokes in water like this. This will show the reflection. अभी थोड़ा सा weird लगेगा on this place because आपने और कुछ काम नहीं किया है यहाँ पे अभी. So might look little different and weird, but slowly the look will develop. So add some vertical strokes in water. But see, the strokes are little dry. So they have to be dry, not with water. थोड़ा सा dry color and less color you take on your brush and add some strokes like this in the water. Perfect. Similarly, if you're left with any yellow now, you can pick up some yellow. Don't need to wash or clean your brush. जिस पे red है, जिस brush पे, उसी brush पे yellow उठा लीजिए. And add some yellow. And as you add it on the red, it might turn into little orange also, which is totally fine. So don't need to clean your brush. Add some yellow with the same brush, and that will add a brighter touch to the plants. Again, dab effect. Very, very easy. We're just following the same effect throughout, and it's creating such beautiful effect on our plants. Again, I'm using the same brush since a long time. I've not changed it apart from just doing a little bit here. It's the same flat brush that we're using for the dab effect. तो जो कलर आप यहाँ कर रहे हो in the plants, apart from the green, of course, that will also come down, right, in the water. Even the greens will come in the water, which we'll add slowly. But अभी जैसे आपने yellow color लगाया, तो yellow का reflection भी पानी में आएगा. So again, just how you did the red, you can just go ahead with some yellow as well in the water area. ज़्यादा नहीं, but थोड़ा थोड़ा डालेंगे on the water area. Right? If the yellow is forming little green also, that is good actually, because the green is also there on the top. So it is okay if it comes. So as you can see, we are just topping up with different colors, and it is enhancing the look for us, right? Perfect. So go on dabbing. Just make sure that you don't completely cover up the tree trunks, because they are important to be visible on that part. Yeah. So that is done. And then whatever greens you are left with, जैसे मेरे इसमें ये light green भी बचा है थोड़ा सा, maybe I'll need to activate it because अभी थोड़ा सा dry हो गया है. So I'll just make the same color instead. तो जो भी greens you are left with, or if you're not left with, take out some green because that is needed. So dark green or maybe the viridian green I was not left with. So I've taken out viridian green. A sap green can also be used in this place. तो ये light green जो सबसे last में लगाया था over the trees, वो है मेरे पास. थोड़ा सा yellow है मेरे पास, and थोड़ा सा ये मैंने green अभी निकाला है, the viridian green that I took out. In place of this, you can also use a sap green. तो अब वापस green पे आते हैं. Same effects that we have given here. अभी हम थोड़ा नीचे भी add करेंगे. तो मैं पहले main green add कर रही हूँ. I have not washed my brush. तो जो greens बनाया है अभी मैंने light green फिर से बनाया था, वो wash नहीं किया है brush को. But I'm picking up some viridian green, or you can take sap green. Why are we making vertical strokes instead of horizontal? Okay. So if you see in the water, whenever the reflection falls, it just goes little vertically and goes down. If you observe that in water, you'll see. And then some strokes will still come vertical as well. Kuch strokes हम vertical भी डालेंगे. This is just the initial part of it. So usually if you see, स्ट्रोक्स ऐसे नीचे नीचे मतलब रिफ्लेक्शंस जो है वो ऐसे नीचे नीचे स्प्रेड होते हैं इन द वाटर, and it gives a very nice effect, like a floating effect in the water area. So slowly when we do this, you will realize कि okay अब इससे बहुत अच्छा effect आ रहा है. So that is why we have given it just goes vertical in water if you observe as well. Okay, I hope that explains. So I've taken this viridian green and I'm going to add it down here horizontally. See how I'm moving the brush? I'm moving it horizontally this way. This is just like the grass area near water, how it is. उस तरीके से करना है, बट मेरे ब्रश पे थोड़ा थोड़ा लाइट ग्रीन भी है, इसलिए वो मिक्स हो रहा है with the viridian green that I have taken. Of course you can add the lighter green as well, तो थोड़ा थोड़ा light green लेके भी ऐसे ही vertically you can add, sorry horizontally you can add, not vertically. It should be straight. These lines that I'm making, they should not come down, slanting or anything. These are parallel to the baseline of your canvas or the paper. तो उस तरीके से parallel होनी चाहिए, ऐसे बनाना है आपको. You can also take some yellow if you want in this place, though it is bright enough for me, so I'm just going to skip adding some yellow there. Okay, this is parallel to the base of the canvas, remember that, so that you can do it right. थोड़ा सा अगर red भी mix हो रहा है, no worries, it is okay. So now you see थोड़ा सा green भी है, इस side पे भी green है और ऊपर भी green है, तो of course the green will also have some effect, right, on the water. So you can take some light green as well, the light green that we have added, जो सबसे last में add किया था जिस तरीके का green, वैसे ही light green के आप अब horizontal strokes add करो. If you have less space, use a round brush. Some horizontal, some vertical strokes are usually there in water. So you will now add that. And you can cut through the red and orange strokes that you have added in water. उससे भी आप इस तरीके से cut कर सकते हो उसके ऊपर भी. So these are all horizontal effects in water, right? And you can add some darker green here. तो इधर bridge के नीचे थोड़ा सा green dark होगा, ताकि ये water से और ये वाले green से differentiate हो जाए. So keep a darker green here. So maybe use just sap green or little sap green plus black is fine as well in this place. But दिखना चाहिए कि green है, okay? So slowly, as you can see, the look being developed, and you can now visualize the water a little bit better as compared to before, right? अब थोड़ा थोड़ा water का effect दिखने लगा है, but still not to the point. We'll just do little more in this place so that it turns out much better. Okay, I'll let this settle down a little bit and for you to catch up on this place. So I'm just waiting for another minute or two, Nidhi, on this place.
Sure. So Vipra, meanwhile, do you want to, if you have handy, do you want to show your other medium works?
Yes, I can show parallelly. So I'll just keep this here so that you can still see it on the screen.
Sure.
And meanwhile,
so
I can show
as
you.
We were telling yesterday, Vipra takes classes with different mediums. So acrylic, knife painting is one, and other than that, she takes classes on water colors, gouache, pencil colors, oil paints. So we'll just see few of her works in different mediums. So okay, Vipra, yeah.
So this one was done in pencil colors in our session that we did, right? So we used Prisma color pencils for this one. And previous to this, we had the bird one, which Sarita ji was also showing. I don't have that handy, but you can always check that on the classroom. It's available. You can check the other color pencil work as well. This one was a bit recent one. Another one that we did was with shading pencil. We also do pencil work in our sessions. So we did this one. And this one was done with shading pencils. This is also available on the classroom to see. Currently, we are painting the Sally Bartos painting in our session, Raven's Moon. So I want to show you another painting that we did in gouache from Sally Bartos, and it was a hit workshop as well. It came out really, really well. So this was the one.
Yeah,
This is
this
by
was a
Sally
very
Bartos.
beautiful and very
Yeah.
vibrant colored which we did.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
this one was from Sally Bartos. Then we did some micron pen work as well in the past. Thank you so much, Meeta ji. And this is what we did in the past with pens. So micron pen work. Then we have done some watercolor sessions as well. So we did one from watercolors. This one also was a very beautiful theme. And we did the another one, beautiful cottage. This one you can all see all of them in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
classroom.
Very, very beautiful this is looking like. We've seen the pictures, but looking at them live is like actually a treat to eyes.
Absolutely, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
then we had done a very beautiful one, a bowl painting in gouache. And this one was also very vibrant and nice. So this is another one that we did. And then the other one that we did in gouache was the Radha Krishna. This one, and this is
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Shekhar Roy. So we did these two from Shekhar Roy's work. These were the
God.
recreations.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and this
So
came out
all
well.
these
This
paintings
is
have
in
been
gouache.
taught, and she's done them in the Catterfly class. So if you want to buy any of these recordings of these sessions, just contact me of the past. These are recorded sessions, and as our Catterflyers were telling, like the recordings are equally good as a live class, because they everything is taught in so detail that you would not require anyone else to make you a second thought or interact. So they are very detailed and very structured. So if anyone is interested to take up any such workshop, just let me know.
Perfect. Thank you, Nidhi. And I hope you like the paintings, everyone. We are going to go ahead now with some darker effects in the water, which we have not added yet. So I'm going to mix cobalt blue and black because I have some black on the palette. Otherwise, you can also take Prussian blue if you have. Okay. Prussian blue le sakte hain ya fir simply just add black to your cobalt and use that. So I have some cobalt here. I'm going to use some black along with this to form a shade similar to Prussian. And see how we made this one. That is the same color that I'm making today as well. I'm going to add this darker effect in water with a thin round brush. So I'm using a number 1 round brush for this one. So don't use a very thick brush because we want thin effects here. So this is a darker blue that I have made with cobalt blue and black. Or simply
So this
use
is which
Prussian blue.
brush, Vipra?
This is round brush number 1.
Acha, round brush
Okay.
number 1.
Yeah. We are going to add some darker effect now. So let's go ahead and add some. See, you are adding these lines from the sides of the water. And this is again parallel to the base of your canvas. So baseline आपकी canvas की या paper की जो है उससे parallel होना चाहिए. So make it straight and horizontal. So we are adding some darker effect from the side of water. Perfect. Keep going till the end. तो आपको आखिरी तक add करना है इसको to add some depth to the water. From the other side as well, you will do the same thing. You see, I'm not hesitating to also go on the vertical strokes that I have added. So don't hesitate. उसको बचाना नहीं है. उसके थोड़ा थोड़ा ऊपर overlap होगा तभी वो natural effect देगा. It will look more natural. So yes, you can use directly the Prussian blue as well. Okay. So that is fine. Perfect. And just like this. Thank you so much, Rekha ji. Thank you so much. Rekha ji is another participant as well, everyone, who has been with us for a long time now, and she's been attending our sessions, and she does beautiful paintings as well. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Rekha ji. Perfect. So we've added some depth now in the water. And if you want a much brighter effect on the vertical strokes, you can still do that by adding some yellow and red together, or maybe taking a fresh orange color as well. You can even add some, no, don't add white. In fact, just take a bright orange effect. If you have orange, like a cadmium orange or something, take cadmium orange and just add some more brighter effects with that orange. So see the cadmium orange, and I'm still doing this with the small round brush that I have, and I will do with very light hands. एकदम ऐसे जोर से brush को press नहीं करना है, सिर्फ brush की tip as if just move हो रही है on the surface. दूर से करना है, ऐसे बस touch करके and just get some horizontal effects added. So just with very very light hands, press करके करोगे तो गड़बड़ होगा, and no water as such. जितना पानी कम रखोगे उतना वो दिखेगा on the surface. Perfect. And once you have added some more brighter touch, time to add some white horizontal effect with thick white color. तो जैसे ही आपने ये सब bright horizontal touches डाले, आप white लेंगे, but with the thin brush itself, wash your brush, dab it on the cloth so that all the water comes off, and then pick up thick white color. No water needed with this white. Just thick white color ऐसे उठाना है on the brush. This is not there in the original work, but I'm just adding some extra work here. So I'm going to add some white. Again, with light hands, you have to add. No pressure is needed on your brush. जैसे कि आप सिर्फ tip touch करके horizontally move कर रहे हो. Again, this has to be parallel to the base of your canvas. Right? And since you are just using white at the moment, you can also go ahead and add some rocks with that same white color, because they are there in the on the side here. So the rocks will come here. So just with that white, they have to be flat on the base. Rocks ऊपर से थोड़े elongated रहेंगे, but base पे देखो आप, it is flat. So keep it flat. It's okay if the green is little wet and it mixes, it will create a nice random feel to your rocks. My green is still wet and I'm adding it. And I'm not mixing any water with this white. I have just taken thick white color. And with that, I'm adding the rocks. You don't need to add it in a line or anything. थोड़ा दूर दूर भी बना सकते हो कहीं कहीं पे.
The grass behind the rock, it looks so real, Vipra.
Yeah.
Giving a 3D effect.
Yeah. Thank you. So rocks add किए, and then you will add a slightly darker feel to this. तो इसलिए इसमें आपने जो Prussian blue यूज किया था, बेसिकली ये डार्क ब्लू जो आपने बना के यूज किया था, उसी को थोड़ा और डार्क कर लो ब्लैक ऐड करके. Just make it slightly more darker. So just the same dark blue that you have brushed on the sides of the water, उसी में थोड़ा और ब्लैक ऐड कर लिया तो वो डार्क हो जाएगा. और rocks के नीचे, of course, there'll be depth effect, right? So you can add some depth just below the rocks. If आपकी वो depth missing है, mostly in mine, I can still see some darker effect, but you can still add it just below the rocks for extra depth. Okay, so do that.
So all these extra tricks and tips are discussed in the classes, and
Yeah, we do
definitely
discuss that. Yeah.
we are short of time here, so but still we are trying ki we add a lot of information and knowledge here. But trust me, all those classes which we take regularly, which are conducted on a regular basis, they are more detailed. With few classes of those, you will learn a lot of tips and tricks so that you can enhance your work.
Yeah, so we do that in detail in our regular classes. Of course, this is a shorter session and we're little short of time as well. So we are doing it slightly faster, but it goes with a little better pace. And you can discuss that with me. And of course, if you're attending any traditional sessions, then you can discuss that with other artists and do your work so that it comes out even better. Now, this part that I'm going to do, you might want to wait on this because maybe the background for you is wet. Maybe it is wet for me as well, but I'll do it for now, but you can still watch and do it later if you want, especially if it is wet for you at the moment. Okay. We'll need two colors for this. We'll need a white and we'll need a mauve. So white and a mauve shade is required. And this will give you more clarity on your bridge part as well. So first thing that I'm going to do is take white with little water. पानी इसके साथ में ले रही हूँ. And I'm going to add some lines, the same slanting line that we did during our sketch. This is on the bridge. You don't have to add too much water and you have to take less color. एकदम ऐसे tip पे color load करके you're just doing this. Just straight lines, okay? Straight and slanting basically. In the same direction that you added the slanting line initially during the sketch. Perfect. Now we will add some white for the base of this bridge. So just go stepwise with me. The first one, it's going down here. It's thick. This part is thick, so it will cover up till the base line of this that we had created initially. And it will go like this. You can slowly make it much finer. Abhi main sirf randomly, I've just added the effect so that I know that this is where the base of my bridge is. So that's my first, the base. The white is still wet. And while the white is still wet, I am going to add the mauve. That is important, right? So I'm going to take mauve in the wet effect itself of white and add some mauve. Mauve, violet, any shade, deep violet, if you have, you can use that. If you don't have, you remember how I told you to make the mauve yesterday? You have to mix a darker blue, maybe like a Prussian blue, and add some crimson red to it, and that should be it. Okay. Pick up white on the same brush. Don't need to clean or wash it or anything. And we'll go with the second line. This will be thinner. You can take little water along with the white to move in this place. Overlap on the planters. जो ये वाले plants हैं, इस पे overlap कर सकते हो आप, क्योंकि इस वाले पे bridge ऊपर से जाएगा, right? The bridge is in front, so it is visible to us. I'm using a thicker effect, slightly thicker effect, but thinner than the first one. Okay, and we'll add some mauve here as well. And maybe anything extra that is there, which I don't want, I can hide it with the green and stuff, which we can do as a part of finishing work slowly on our own time, at our own time, okay? A little bit of this. Perfect. Third one, again, pick up white. Third jo line aap karoge, it will just go from here and join into this. If you remember, we did the sketch also the same way. Sketch में भी हमने इसी तरीके से किया था. My yellow and red are still wet here, but you can do it after it dries up so that it comes much better. Though it is giving a very natural feel to it, so I'm happy with it. Like this. That's your third line. And your fourth line must go parallel bit parallel to this line and then end in front of this part. जहाँ ये आपने ये join किया है, उसके ऊपर से parallel जाएगा, तो आप यहाँ कहीं से start कर सकते हो. You can start from here. Again, let it dry if it is wet for you. And you have to just keep going parallel to this line. इस line के parallel जाओ. So again, go forward and then join it forward here. Okay, so that forms the bridge for you. What's left is the pillars of the bridge. So first pillar is just going to come from where this has started. जहां से ये start हुआ है, exactly वहां पे आप first pillar बनाओगे. Straight and parallel. Remember, when you make the pillars, they have to be parallel to the left edge of your canvas and the right edge of your canvas. तो parallel बनाना बहुत जरूरी है. Okay, so जब भी आप pillars बनाओ, make sure it's parallel to the left and right edge of your canvas. So they'll be straight. और फिर subsequent pillars भी parallel बनेंगे. You have to make it straight and parallel to the first pillar that you've just made. You might just want to keep it till this part. यहाँ तक ही रखिए. Just till here. Okay, don't go down. And you see, you can go random, so you don't have to keep the line very fine here because it's more of an abstract feel to it. So you can add the white and then add some mauve along with it for some variation. तो ये किया और ये करने के बाद थोड़ा थोड़ा mauve add किया on one side of it to create some variation. And do the same for the other side also. अब other side कैसे करेंगे? सिर्फ यहाँ तक लेके आना है. So you'll make this. Maybe this has just gone into the the random effect of the plants that is there. तो इसलिए पूरा नहीं बनाया है उसको. Second one. Again, these are parallel to the edge of your canvas, the left edge and the right edge of your canvas. That's very, very important for the right perspective to the bridge. And this, and then again, add some mauve on the sides. Perfect. And then if you want, you can add little more mauve effect wherever required. So add it. You can make it slightly lighter or maybe add some water into it. Anything works. And just add some effect. Okay. Thank you, Geeta ji. Perfect. And that forms our bridge. Okay. I'll wait for 2 minutes on this part for you to reach where you want to. Or maybe if you're watching, then that's great. And you can complete it at your own time.
Sure,
So
thank
just
you,
wait for 2
Vipra.
minutes.
And meanwhile, everyone is waiting. I would like to again tell, like as I've shared in the group, today, by today day end, you can register for any workshop and avail flat 20% off as an introductory price to all the participants. And quickly, I will take you again through what is coming up in contemporary, so you will have an idea. And you can register especially for contemporary, and you can see others as well. So this is the next painting. We are starting from 24th. I'll be doing on 24th and 25th, Saturday, Sunday. This is with knife painting, Fields of Gold and Sunrise Light. So if you go on the website, you will find everything in the link. All details about the material list, price, timing, and dates are mentioned in that. Then you can see below this, we have the next one, the Hobbit House in gouache paint. This is another medium. First was knife, then this is gouache, and the dates and times are mentioned below this. After this, we will be doing this Provence windmill in watercolors. This is the third style of painting which we have included in the upcoming workshop list. Then we have this Mickey Senkarik's World of Happiness. This is with again knife and brush. You can see this beautiful colorful painting. And then we have this watercolor inks and gold leaf work. This is another medium with watercolor inks and gold leaf. Then we have this Border Shift Shakti by Sonali Mohanty, which is basically, I think it's a textured painting, a different style of painting. Then we have this Snuggled Up by Mickey Senkarik. And then we have this beautiful Lotus Enchantment by Varsha Karatmal. We did one of this in the past, and this is another one which is coming up. So if you register for any of these or any of the past workshops which we have done so far, you can avail 20% off and you can register for any of those workshops. People who are interested to and want to learn multiple art forms at one place, we have a beautiful subscription plan by the name of 100 hours, in which you can choose workshops which should come up to 100 hours from different 7 art styles like contemporary, Madhubani, Varli, Kalighat, Pichwai, Patachitra, and Kerala murals. So the total of all the workshops you select should come to 100 hours. So if anyone wants to know more about this, can directly contact me. I will brief you. This is one of the best plans as it is highly discounted by approximately 60%. So you can choose as per your convenience, as per your time, and you can register for this. Or else, if you want to choose one by one, so that also the discount offer is applicable in that. So we look forward, many of you, and want to see all of you in the we want to see all of you in the coming up sessions as well. So to give a variety, we have done this. The traditional sessions are conducted mostly on weekdays, and all have a different time zone timing. So no workshop overlaps with another one. And contemporaries we do basically on Saturday and Sunday. So whenever you're free, you can join according to that. So I would be waiting. If you're interested, just contact me.
Thank you. There's someone sharing the screen. Sorry, don't share the screen, please. Yeah. So continuing from here, I'm going to add some effect of grass on the water now with lighter green. So maybe you can mix some green, sap green or viridian with white and yellow. Just randomly you have to do. So I'm taking this viridian green sea and I'm adding some yellow into it, and to brighten it up I'm going to add some white as well. So adding some white to brighten up the color, and some yellow also I've added into the sap green. First of all, we have not added a lighter effect here, so I want to add some light effect with this smaller brush. I'll add just a random effect in this part with this thin round brush number 1, so that there's a slight brighter touch in this area. And then with the same color I'm going to add some grass effect on this part. So take a thin round brush number 1 or maybe 0 if you have, and just start adding some grass effect. Start from the lower part and go upwards. नीचे से start करके ऊपर जाना है. ऊपर से नीचे grass को नहीं लाना है, otherwise the grass will be thicker on the top. जबकि grass अगर आपने देखी हो, it is always thinner on the top. So from the lower part, go up and add some effect of grass. You can create variation in the color. तो कभी viridian plus सिर्फ white add कर दो, yellow मत add करो, तो अपने आप थोड़ा थोड़ा variation create होगा for the effect of grass. कभी कभी सिर्फ dark green भी use कर सकते हो थोड़ा बीच बीच में, तो अलग अलग colors use करो. You don't have to do it exactly like me, okay? Perfect. So just adding the grass, and some grass can come down on this part like this. कुछ grass आपने देखी होगी, it just comes down. So add it randomly. You don't have to follow a specific pattern, but only one thing that you need to follow is it should come from bottom to top, or maybe starting point आप पहले अंदर की तरफ रखिए and फिर उसको बाहर लेके आइए, because that's really important. Some white effect as well to brighten things up. So that it's visible this way. तो थोड़ा सा add किया है अभी अभी you might feel that it's like too much on the face and again it's looking very weird because इधर पे कुछ नहीं किया है हमने. Once we do this part, everything will overlap and fall into place. So don't worry if it looks little weird for you as well right now because it's natural because there's nothing on the left side. But as soon as we do that, it will all fall into place. Okay. So let's do that. Let's work on the left side now because that's a very attractive part of the picture. It has some pink and stuff like that. So it will brighten up the look for everything for us, right? So we are going to use, instead of cadmium red, we are going to use this time a crimson red or anything that is towards more of a pink side. So you can mix your crimson and white, or if you don't have crimson, then simply mix whatever red you have with white to create this kind of effect. We'll also add some yellow effect here because we haven't added that yet. I'm going to again switch back to my brush number 3 that I was using, the flat brush number 3 that I was using. Wash it nicely and then pick up some yellow and this light green. Maybe anyways, there's little light green there, but the yellow was not there. I'm going to use lemon yellow for this. So lemon yellow, how you will make, just the yellow that you were using, mix it with white simply. Just जो lemon yellow है उसको white के साथ mix कर दो. The cadmium yellow है उसको white के साथ mix कर दो, ठीक है? And then dab some for a much brighter feel to this place. So we're using lemon yellow, which is cadmium yellow plus white. And we're still dabbing the same way. This is brightening up, as you can see. You can also overlap a bit on the grass if you would like. Basically, I want you to keep this area a little more brighter than any other area because that is what is going to add a much brighter feel to your picture. Also, we'll add some lemon yellow here as well. थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे भी brighten up करते हैं. Okay. Some of it, just little. Let it mix with the red if the red is still wet for you, so that it brightens up a little bit. Perfect. Maybe some red. Okay. So we've added some lemon yellow on this side. अभी pink वाला effect लाना है, but pink effect लाने के लिए पहले base पे we'll still add some crimson red first. We'll always go from darker to lighter effect, specifically when we are doing elements of nature. So this time I'm taking some crimson red instead of cadmium because crimson red, when mixed with white, will form a much better pink as compared to what I need in this one with cadmium, right? So इसीलिए मैंने crimson लिया है. Crimson plus थोड़ा white side में निकाला है for use later. So this is my crimson red. I'm going to take this, just the crimson red. अब इस portion को you have to divide it into two parts, whatever you're left with. Half the part will have red and pink flowers, and the half the part is going to have some blue. If you've seen the picture, there's some blue as well, which we will add. So just work on half the portion. So I'm just dabbing some crimson red on this part. Right now, it will look very similar to the red that we have used before, but as I add the white, you will realize that it's slightly different. Okay. So just add some crimson red first, just simply crimson red. Dabbing it, same way how we have been doing till now. This is just how we have created base for everything using the original color. And then we mix it with the white to create much effect. But this time I'm going to do something different for the colors on the top. I'm not going to use this same brush, flat brush for this. I'm going to use a small round brush, the same number 1 round brush to add the effect from the top. So ये वाला तो मैंने brush number 3 से किया, जो मैंने dab किया है red. But the next step that I'm going to do it with the round brush number 1, small brush. I'm going to mix the crimson with the white and see how beautiful the color is. And I'm going to use this color थोड़ा सा कम अभी white mix किया है, mid shade बनाया basically. And I'm going to use that for some highlights. Now, how you will add this highlight? You will not dab. You will just create some sidewise effect. तो मैं क्या कर रही हूँ? I have kept the brush little parallel to the canvas. तो brush को इस तरीके से पकड़ना है दूर से, and उसको हल्का सा bristles को parallel रखना है. And then you're adding some highlights. So if just in case you're still doing the previous work, you can continue doing it. And if you just in case miss on this, you can continue from the recording from here, okay? So sidewise effect of the इस तरीके से नीचे की तरफ, if you see, keeping the brush slightly parallel to the canvas, just creating the effect. Abhi bhi, it is not as bright, right? It is not very, very bright at the moment. We still want a much brighter touch. So we'll add more white to the same pink color that we have made to form a brighter effect. Again, we'll start adding some of it on top of this. And we want to show that there is more light falling on this area. How will you show the effect of more light? You will add white, and that will make it much brighter for you in this area. Right now, it's still not as bright as we need. So we'll then add some white from the top after the lightest pink that we have done. Even if you want to add some pink elsewhere, if you're left with some, please feel free to add it on other places too. Now I'm adding some white effect, and that will enhance the effect of the light which is falling onto this area and brighten up this area more for us. Perfect. And if you see now, it feels like there's more light coming to this part of the picture. Yeah, I'll add some more leftover pink to other areas as well to brighten up the effect for this side for us. You can overlap it as well on places. That's totally fine. And if you would like some pink to come on this area, feel free to add it on this part too. It's okay. Especially if you're left with some color and you want to utilize it, you can add it there. And you can even add it on the trees for some effect of like small flowers which are coming from the tree. If you want to add it, see, I'll just create some variation here to utilize this color. And we can add some floral effects. Dot, dot, just like dots coming down from the trees. I'm not sure if you can really see those dots. They're very, very small, but just trying to create some variation over the trees as if some flowers are there on the trees as well, just like this. You can even add some white if you want along with it so that it becomes brighter. Perfect. And that gives a nice floral feel to the trees as well. And so that is our pink added, and you see it has already become very bright, but we'll make it a little more brighter with the blues now. So for that, I'm going to use, so again, it is very similar to how you have done for the red. You have gone from red to little darker pink and then the brighter pink and then the white. Similar to that, it will be cobalt blue, permanent blue light, and white, like that. So you're going to go from darker to lighter. Very, very simple. Keep it simple in your mind. Go from dark to light. So I'm going to use cobalt blue, permanent blue light, and then white. So I'm taking out colors, cobalt blue, permanent blue light. I'll show you my palette where the colors are. So see, that's my cobalt blue, that's my permanent blue light, and I have some residual white here, which I'm going to utilize in that one, okay? So I'm going to take some cobalt blue and apply it. We can apply it by the dab technique, just how we did the first layer of red. So wash your brush well, dab it on the cloth, pick up your cobalt blue. So flat brush number 3 for this as well. And I'm going to dab some cobalt blue first on the base. So again, dab effect so that you can fill it faster as well. Cobalt blue being dabbed on this part. Dab effect. And then remember how you did the pink from the top. You use the round brush number 1 to add the strokes sidewise or keeping the brush parallel to the canvas. So I've given a base of cobalt blue. You might not be able to see it very well, but it's still there. And then switch to your round brush again. Now I'm going to use permanent blue light. So permanent blue light, right side flower color is, we have mostly done it in red and yellow, but then later on we've added some lemon yellow and pink also from the top to create some variation. So any floral colors that you have, you can use that on this place. Okay, hope that answers your question. And same way, just how I added the pink, the same way I'm adding the permanent blue light on this part now. You can overlap it on the pink. That's totally fine. For the lower part of this, you can keep it slightly darker. So let it mix with the cobalt blue a little. For the top part, keep the effect slightly more towards the light blue side to show some more effect of light. Same way, just how we did the pink is how I'm doing the blue as well. And how you will brighten up the look again? You will brighten it up with the white. So we'll now brighten it up with the white. So I'm going to use some white now. Again, just how we added white on the pink as well. Just like that, we are brightening up the look by adding that white on the blue. And you see how working in layers enhances the look for the painting. If you would have done it in one layer, I'm sure it won't look great as much as it would look great with the layering techniques. So layering is very, very important when it comes to acrylics or maybe in any medium, I would say. Most of the times we would work in layers to create that depth in the picture. So, and if you're left with any blue and if you would like to create little more variation, you can go ahead and add that blue. Agar bacha hai to, it's not necessary. You can add the blue as well in between few of the flowers. So, जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि यहाँ पे जो भी floral colors आप use कर रहे हो, वो आप add कर सकते हो बीच-बीच में कहीं भी for the floral effects. If you're left with any, go ahead and add that as well. And that for me, I would say, finishes up the painting. I'm sure if you're doing some other thing in this and you're lagging, you can cover it up with the recording of the session. Okay.
So this actually is far, far more better than what we have shared in the reference image. And to
Yeah.
this, I want to add, generally, we take up these reference images from internet and we try to recreate it in the class. So they
Yeah.
are with a little difference, and we try to put in some extra effects, like Vipra has done a lot of different things in there. So it enhances the painting and it gives it a different look. So
Nidhi, just one thing I want to add to this. I think I did not add, and then we can check everyone's work. One thing that I want to add is with lemon yellow, some rays of sun that are coming from the left side that we didn't add. Do it with dry brush. So पानी नहीं use करना है color के साथ, सिर्फ color use करना है क्योंकि हमको dry effect चाहिए, and this is optional if you want to do it or no. Usually in more elaborate way, we do it in a very different technique, but because we are doing this in a short session, I'm just doing it slightly more random for now. But इसकी technique होती है जिससे ये और fine आता है. So I'm using lemon yellow, but there are pinks also in the background. So they are mixing a little bit, which is okay for now because this is just for demonstration. But usually do it after things dry up for you. तो dry होने के बाद आप ये चीज करोगे. So little rays of sun passing through the leaves and falling in the garden. Make that with dry brushing work. Take a try to do this as well. Once you complete and everything is dried up, I would suggest. Yeah, perfect. So that's it from me, everyone.
it's really, really very beautiful. I'm sure everybody must have enjoyed the session and would learn the different techniques of doing the painting. Then a lot is there in the regular workshops as well. So
Yeah.
with this, we end the painting, and we'll open the group and see everyone's work. Meanwhile, Vipra, can you stop the recording?
Yes. Maybe you'll need to make me the host for me to stop. So make me the host, please.
So thank you to everyone who has joined us through YouTube. We'll just wind up through there, and for the Zoom participants, we'll just see everyone's work, and then we move ahead. So Vipra, I've made.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, so we'll be stopping our live now. So Nidhi, not on that device, please. On this device. Sorry. I'm still not the host on this device. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Meeta ji. Thanks, Rekha ji. Thanks, Geeta ji. Nidhi, you have to make it on Catterfly co-host, where it says Catterfly co-host. Just a second, I have to